Underside of scroll saw dust collection. This is going to be probably a shaky video because I'm doing it with my handheld cell phone. And there's my Excelsior scroll saw I got recently. Totally awesome scroll saw. I've had a few scroll saws over the years. I never had anything that is so nice to use and cuts so accurately as this one. Anyways, with all that aside, this video is about dust collection for the underside. And what I did was, well, actually, if we go in close here, Excelsior, they do put in, that larger hole and a whole bunch of small holes, and underneath they had kind of a plastic chute thing that went across there, and a connection where the vacuum cleaner went in on this side. And I put my shop vac on there, and it just sucked the wood down so hard. It sucked the wood. It sucked it so hard that you could hardly turn it around. You could spin it around to cut out. So that was no good. Out of the basement I had an old what do you call it? A filter clean vacuum cleaner. And I thought, well, maybe that'll work. I rigged it up on this side of it. To hook that up, and it still sucked it down. It was just too much. So I thought, well, there's got to be a better way. And I didn't want the noise of my big shop vac, and the filter queen is not near as noisy. So here's what I made from the filter queen. This plastic part is it's part of a shop vac nozzle type thing. And I cut it down, cut a piece off of here, cut a piece off of both ends. Red-green heat dropped in and helped me out with the duct tape there. I got that all fixed up because they're uneven shapes, so they just had to be kind of taped up. Anyways, I got a couple of nice big magnets from the hardware store, and that just snaps on there like that. What I do is I slide that up. Let's see if I can bring a light over here underneath. Like I say, I'm using handheld here. Now let's see if this will show. What I do is I bring that right up until it touches the bottom arm, and then just draw it back just a hair. Okay, touch and back a hair. Okay, now I'm gonna show here. I did, rather than make the video too long and show me emptying that shop vac, I've only had the scroll saw for a couple of weeks. So, but I had collected. I'll go up here and show you here. I emptied it out. What I got was that sawdust and this chips. Believe it or not, it's hard to believe, but it's true. All this, and all this was in that little shop vac. So I got this strainer, and I separated them two. But it's hard to believe that vacuum had pulled all of those chips through the bigger hole, and all of the sawdust through, well, all the rest, I guess. So we'll set them aside, and whether this is going to work or not, what I want to do is, with the light underneath, I want to put some of this sawdust on here. I'm gonna dump a whole bunch on there. And oh, that's not even half of it, but there's a pile of sawdust. And as if I'm sawing, and I'm going to turn on the vacuum, and then we'll go under here. And if my light is good enough, I got this light attached to my saw table, so I'm gonna drag it over a little bit more. See if we got enough light. What I would like to show is the dust actually coming through here. Okay, so let's turn the vacuum on and see what happens. And I'll start pushing the dust in. Oh yeah, you can see it. It's just grabbing it. It's just grabbing that dust like crazy. It's just sucking it right in. I'm putting lots in there, like way more than you would ever get when you scroll sawing. Yeah, I think this video is going to work out. I was just wondering if I would be able to show this good enough. I'm still pushing sawdust in there, but there I am pushing it in. Look at that, eh? It's awesome. You know, that's not a real powerful cleaner, but just a proper positioning makes all the difference. And I don't have to have my great big shop vac that is really loud. So I'm still pushing that pile of sawdust in. Look at that, eh? Okay. I'm just kind of cleaning it all up now, getting it all over there. Now, what do I have underneath my saw? Well, I'll turn the vacuum off. Absolutely zero dust. There is just no dust sitting on the edge of my saw table there. None on the floor. It got it all. So, I think that works pretty good. This might work out for some other people. Now, getting the sawdust off the top of the table, that's another story. But I haven't worked on that yet. There's got to be a better way. I mean, there's got to be a way to collect most of the sawdust on the top, because it does create a certain amount on the top too. And I don't like to put a fan on and just blow it around like some people do. So I'll probably think of something for the top. But for now, here's my scroll saw. There's my foot switch and my little filter queen vacuum cleaner, and it's just a real good hookup. And by the way, somebody may say, "Oh, well, that's going to get in the way when you're spinning wood around. It might be higher than the table." Well, here goes. See that? It's not. This is below. It's below enough that I can spin the wood around there, no problem. So, what really amazed me was that little shop vac. It actually got all these pieces that came through that hole. Oops, that hole. That. Oh, I think I got my finger over the lens here. All those pieces came through that hole there. Anyway, that's my awesome little dust collection for the underside of my awesome Excelsior scroll saw. Thanks for having a look.